Okay, so there you go. So this is completely true. So if you're going to answer matching sentence endings, you don't even need to read the entire paragraph. All right? So what you need to do, you have to look for the keywords first, of course, and then read that sentence, read the sentence where the keywords are found, and then compare it to the information from your question. So if they match, then of course try to check what is the correct answer, or if it's matching or not. So if it matches, then write the letter of the correct answer. Okay? In some cases, sometimes you need to read 2 sentences or even 3 sentences for you to confirm whether your choice is correct or not. Okay? So do not only look for 1 sentence, because sometimes you may need more. Alright? Next one. Number 5, let's have Liên. Take your voice louder, please. What? Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there will be more options versus the questions. And FYI, words from each of your options may likely appear in the passage. Okay, so this is what makes sentence completion or matching sentence endings a bit more confusing. Because same as with multiple choice questions, words from each of the options will be found, or most likely will be found from your passage. So again, you need to find the exact sentence, although it's going to be paraphrased in the passage for you to get the exact match. All right? So they may not appear the same way, but in terms of information, they're the same. So if the answer is yes, they're a match. So just write the letter of the option. Next one, let's have two, number 6. Exactly. All right. So do not allow yourself to be tricked by keywords. So sometimes you see a keyword, but in fact, that's not the sentence that you need. So you have to analyze the meaning of the sentence, not only synonyms, because most of the time, the synonyms, or let's say the keywords, instead of seeing them in the passage, you may encounter their synonyms. Okay? So you have to understand the statement instead. Okay, next one, number 7. Let's have B. Only.
The grammatic structure of the 2 halves of the sentence if they don't have the wrong.
Exactly. So if you're actually good at grammar, even if you have not read the passage, you can already preempt, you can already guess which option is going to be a match for which question. Okay, so if you're good at grammar, if you're good at vocabulary, you have good reading comprehension, you easily understand written English. So even if you have not read the text yet, you can actually already preempt. You can already pre-match. So easy for you to match, because again, this kind of question requires grammar. So in the event that your option does not match the grammatical structure of the sentence, of course, 100% your answer is not correct. Okay? All right, so let's practice. Okay. I need everyone to get a photo of this. Take a screenshot, please. Okay, let me have someone read the instruction. Let's have Brooke. Can you read the instructions? Okay, so there's a typo error, so this should be the B and then E. Okay? Alright, now, what you need to do is to identify what is the missing half of each of the sentences. Okay? So let's have number 1. Let me have someone read number 1. Let's have Tawan. There is prediction. Okay, all right. Now, based on the missing, or based on the first half of the sentence, What kind of information do we need to use to complete this sentence? Again, based on your own understanding about the first sentence half, what type of information do you think will come next? Let's have Yo. Yo. What type of information do you think would be next? About? Again, you have to understand the first half of the sentence for you to easily identify what's next. So you have the word that. That is going to give you a clue. So the missing half would be about sentence. These are sentences. What do you think is the type of information that would go next? This sentence is not complete. You're going to look for the missing half. So provided the information from the first half of the sentence, what do you think is the type of information that would go next? Yes? Come again?
You have to write the letters.
No. What kind of information? Based on what the first half of the sentence means.
Maybe that's
It should not be maybe. You can easily tell what's next.
the sentence.
What type of information? I'm not asking you for a sentence. This is a sentence, but it's not complete. So again, based on the meaning of the first half of the sentence, what do you think will go next? What type of information? So the missing half will talk about. Yes, it will talk about.
Because of
Okay, so the traditionalist prediction. What would be their prediction, or what was their prediction? Okay, so you have to find out what was the traditionalist prediction that had little evidence. Okay, next one, number 2. Let's have one, number 2. Okay, all right. So what do you think is the next type of information? A recent study by the U.S. government found that. So what type of information is missing? Let's have come to. Understand the missing half, or understand the first half. Come to. What's next? Guys, this requires comprehension. Comprehension. Understanding what you're reading. So what type of information do you think will go next? So again, number 1, you will have to find out what was that prediction. The prediction of these traditionalists. So what about question number 2? And 2. You're going to find out what? About? Make your voice louder, be confident. Recent study? Who studied? Okay, the US government's recent study. What did they find out? What were the findings of this study? Okay, so what is the result of the study? So that's what we're going to find out and become the answer to this statement. All right. What about question number 3? Let's have Liên. Can you read? Make your voice loud. Again. Okay, so what are you going to find? going to find what type of information do you think would be next? We also have the word that here. So what's that? Okay, let's have Megan. What do we need to find out here? We need to find out what okay, Tupi, number 3. Okay, so we need to find Richard Battle's opinion. He suggested something that is important to accept. What do we need to accept according to Richard Battle? So there, okay? So it is important for you to understand the first half of the statement so we can easily identify what type of information is missing. Because remember, we need to identify or we need to consider grammar and meaning. So if you're going to put 2 sentence halves, so the other one does not match the other one in terms of grammar and meaning, definitely your answer is not correct. Okay? Alright, so we've already analyzed the question, so what's next? We have to identify keywords. Okay? So let's have Duke. Can you identify what are the keywords for question 1? Keywords for question number 1. Okay, traditionalists. What else? Prediction. What else? Little evidence. Okay, so what do we do next? We already have the keywords. So what's next? We go to the passage and we find these keywords. Alright? Okay, so let's say that this is your passage. So little evidence. We have the word traditionalist here. Alright, so we have the word traditionalists here. Okay, we also have prediction here. Alright, and then what was their prediction? So it says here, death of old-fashioned narratives and imaginative thoughts at the hands of video games. So this was their prediction. Okay? So little evidence means cannot be held. Okay? So that was their prediction. So this is the information that we need to find in our set of answers. The death of traditional narratives. And no evidence about that. So I need you to look at the options. Let me know what is the correct match. The death of traditional or old-fashioned narratives and imaginative thoughts at the hands of computer games. So which option is correct? Who can tell me? Right, let's have Yo. Which do you think is the right option? Traditional narratives, old-fashioned narratives, and imaginative thoughts. So the death. So what do you mean by the death? It means that there will come a time that these narratives and imaginative thoughts will not be used anymore. So what is the correct match? Yes, Yo. Old-fashioned narratives and imaginative thoughts. Old-fashioned. Yes. Okay, let's have Mon. What do you think is the right answer? Letter. Very easy. Then you have to understand the options as well as the question. No answer? Let's have B. Only. What do you think is the correct option? What is considered to be old-fashioned narratives? Is it technology, advanced technology, old-fashioned? Okay, so that alone, that will give you a clue. They will not be used anymore. Or they're, let's say, maybe in the future, no one will use them. The depth of these old-fashioned narratives and imaginative thoughts. Right? What is the answer? Only. No one can tell me the answer? Very easy. It's actually number or letter. It's letter B. Okay? So reading will continue to drop significantly. So this is their prediction. So what do you mean by old narrative? So this one, reading, imaginative thoughts. So this is the traditional way of imagining, all right, narratives. Unlike now, so we watch videos, we use social media, so we watch television. All right. So reading. So reading is considered to be old narratives and traditional. Okay, next one. So the answer here is letter B. Okay. Next one, number 2. And number 3, what I need you to do is to answer on your own. I'll give everyone 3 minutes to answer number 2 and number 3. Again, answer questions 2 and 3. I answered question number 1. This time it's your turn. Did everyone get their picture already? Did you take a photo? Everyone? It's 8:43, so I will start calling students randomly at 8:45. Okay, let's answer. It's already 8:45. Who would like to answer question number 2? I need a volunteer. No volunteer? Okay, let me ask someone then. Let's have Tawan. Can you answer question number 2? Read number 2 first. A recent study. Okay, what are the keywords? Keywords. Recent study. What else? Okay, and then their findings. What did they find out? Okay, so let's try to check. So U.S. government, where can we find U.S. government? Time. Okay, so it's the sentence, 2 sentences from the bottom of the first paragraph. So found out, suggest, and then study. Study found funded by the U.S. government suggests that. Can you read the next line? Real world. Okay, so preteens not in the habit of blurring games, blurring game worlds and real world. So that is what the findings of the studies were. So which one is it? Preteens are not in the habit of blurring. Games cannot provide preparation. Not really. So their findings did not talk about what games can provide or cannot provide. So according to the study, preteens. So preteens, no, they're not in the habit of blurring reality and imagination. Game worlds, that's imagination. Real world, so they know what's something real and they know what's not. So which option do you think is the right one? Preteens. So what is the synonym for preteens? Preteens. Okay, yo. Number or letter? Letter A. Can you read letter A? And? Okay, so play on the screen, so that means, what do you mean by this one? Game world, right? And then, reality. So they have no problem. Okay, so they're not blurring what's real and what's not real. They clearly know what's game world and what's the real world. So the correct answer is number or the letter A. So this one is letter B. Okay, what about number 3? Let's have Live. Richard Battle. Make your voice louder. Read number 3. Okay, what are the keywords? Okay, so we have Richard Battle. What else? Suggest. What else? Okay, people to accept. Okay, and then what is your answer? Letter. Okay, so new advances in technology have to be absorbed into our lives. So can you tell us where? Which part is it? So where do we find Richard Battle? Okay, in paragraph B. So we have here Richard Battle. So what did he suggest? What did he say? So he says, can you read this? Make your voice louder. Times. Okay. Accept it. Embrace it. So we need to say, if you are to look at the options, it actually means accept, embrace. So number, okay, letter C or number 3. So it has to be absorbed. What has to be absorbed in our life? Technology. So we have to embrace technology. We have to accept this kind of change. So the correct answer is letter C. Okay? Now, if we are to take a look at where we found the answer, so we actually can easily tell that the answers in the passage actually are in order according to the order of the questions. So question number 1, so the answer for question number 1 is actually found at this part of the passage. Okay, number 1. Question number 2, it's in this part, and then question number 3 is this part. So there. So the order of the answer actually matches the order of the information from the text. Although the options are not going to be in order in your questionnaire, but the order of the answers as to how they appear in the passage, they have the same order as to the order of the questions. Questions so far? Clear? Do we have any questions? Okay, so since there are no more questions, I need everyone to keep their phones. No phone should be in your desk. Nothing should be in your desk, please. Okay, here's the link. Here you go. Let me have you. Please let me know if you can open it. Let me open. Okay, all right. So everyone, you have an hour to finish the test. Again, no phones on your desk. You can start.